and starts calling people. Does she have a drug problem? Is she smoking pot? She's crying everywhere she goes. I'm like, I am full of compassion. I am not on drugs. And I was full of compassion, and I was not on drugs. But any time that I would go somewhere and I would start talking about what I was seeing and what I was feeling, I was moved to tears. And it was funny from the person who had wrote, if you have to cry, go outside, which I'd like to clarify right now really quickly. That meant out of your own, it didn't mean gratitude or compassion. You can cry inside wherever you want with a thank you from your heart because words can't actually say the word. Yeah, cry wherever you want. It's just like if you're using crying as a way of manipulating the workplace, you should take it outside. So, you know, the first person that I went up to was a local guy in my neighborhood, and he was like living in this hovel, this abandoned building, and he was awake and he was sleeping in this steps. And I said, hi, you know, my name's Kelly, I'm your neighbor. Is there anything I can do to help you? And he grabbed me and pulled me on top of me. He goes, yeah, baby, you can give me a kiss. I was like, okay, making out and macking you was not, I was just happy you thought I was cute, because it had been a while since anybody hit on me, but it just wasn't what I had in mind. So the next person was another homeless guy, and I said, it's cold out, can I get you anything to drink? And he said, yeah, I'd like a hot chocolate. I said, cool, let's get up and walk across the street, I'll go get you one. He's like, no, that's okay, you can bring it to me and I'll take a Cliff Bar. And I ran into some friends of mine who were rock stars who were staying in the hotel. They go, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm waiting on homeless people. But the third one was the thing that really rocked my world. It was, I was with one of Amma Swami's, and we were in New York, and we were going to a meeting at HarperCollins, Harper One, and I was trying to get Amma a book deal. And I saw a woman, you know, and she was standing outside on the street in Midtown, and she looked like she was shaken. And I really believe that most homeless people were mentally ill or drug addicts or alcoholics. Like, I really believe that. And that's how closed-minded I was. Like, I really believe that most people who are on the streets were there because they like to drink and do drugs, or they were schizophrenics. And so I saw this woman, and I went up to her with my stupid little self, and I said, are you having a hard time? Do you have a drug problem? And she looked at me, she said, oh no, I don't have no drug problem. I had a stroke. And I have 4 children, and my husband left me, and we were living in project housing, we were evicted, and we live in a shelter now. And, you know, I looked at her medicine, because I used to be a nurse, and I realized that everything that woman was saying was true. She was a mother with 4 children who had a stroke. And, you know, I hope that, I don't mean every day, every moment, but I hope that after hearing this kind of stuff, that you guys feel brave enough, whether it's like, I want to help dolphins, or I want to go clean up New Orleans, or I want to get some women in charge of politics, or you know, I want to make sure that my orchestra stays in business in my town, that they don't go out of business. I want to make sure that the fashion section of my local newspaper isn't, you know, ethno-cleanse because there's no money. Whatever your thing is, I hope that I would encourage you for yourself, not for other people. Because you can give 2 hours to somebody else, and it'll move the meter for them, but it'll whack the meter for you. It'll whack the meter for you, and it will give you roots in this community, and even if you choose to leave it, the next community that you will go to, it will again give you roots. And I'm asking you to do this and consider this for yourselves, because once you guys start doing it, and it's just on a small scale, I don't care about the world, I care about your block. I care about your house. I see people who are like, you know, I'm helping homeless people, and they talk to their mother like, you want to know what, you're a bitch. You need to give me your credit card. Well, you want to know what, you don't need to help homeless people, you need to talk to your mom nicely. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like the Dalai Lama talks about random acts of kindness. This is not a new concept. I'm not talking about anything new. This is not innovative talks here. But a random act of kindness could be one toward your family members. I have to do those very often when I go home to visit. I'll tell you, my brother is a Republican. He thinks I'm an atheist because I don't believe that Jesus Christ is my Savior. And every day that I'm at home, I try to do something nice for him. I go, I love your American Eagle tattoo. It's really cool. Where'd you get that done? You know, I went to Children's Place and I got your girl some outfits. I'd like to do the dishes tonight. That is my way of being spiritual when I'm home, because what I want to say is, don't you tell me. you know? So, yeah, that's a big part of Normal Gets You Nowhere. I got off on that little, like, woo-hoo-hoo thing. I just think that's important, and there's so many of you here, and you're so beautiful, and you're so young, and, you know, I look around, and I feel like we've elected people to make laws for us, and we go to churches once a week, and we put people there to pray for us when we're not there, but we only go for an hour. But we expect these amazing things to happen. I don't know about you, but anything I do an hour for a week, I'm not getting great results, including cardio. You know, I ran downstairs today and I did 15 minutes of cardio. I don't look like a cardio person, do I? No. Why? Because I'm doing an hour of cardio a week. But that's what we do with God, and that's what we do with our laws. And I just want you to be smart, to be intelligent, to be radiant. You know, I talked to my teacher in India, and he said to me, "You are so powerful. You are so afraid of your power. What would happen if you," this is just 2 days ago, this isn't 8 years ago, by the way, I just want to say, what would happen if you filled your entire being up with light? Instead of whine at night and yelling at somebody, what would happen if you just filled your entire being up with light? And I was like, oh God, that just sounds horrible. But what would happen if we did that? Wouldn't that be awesome? What if we walked around like these great, like New Orleans, Mardi Gras characters, just full of light, just wherever we went? But it's so possible, right? But we love repetition. That's the big human experience. So let's go to a quick Q&A. Should we just go to a quick Q&A and get out of the intense philosophical Kelly Cutrone India thing? Okay.
Hi, Kelly. My name is Parisa.
Hi, Risa.
Pleasure is mine just to be here and have the honor of 2 of your books. My main objective is how, in this industry that you're in, being the blunt,
which one? Because I have like 6 jobs now. So which one? Be specific.
The very first, your PR. Let's say.
Okay, the PR industry. Okay.
That industry. For you to be blunt and straightforward, how do you succeed in that? How did you, being just Kelly, and like you said, I wear black. I don't wear makeup. How's your quote?
You look like you have a little makeup on though.
You know what?
You look pretty. I'm not saying you look bad. I don't think makeup's a bad thing. I just do it because I work 15 hours. I just established one look.
I have a 16-month-old, and my husband's taking care of him, and one coming. And if I look ugly, girls, rule number 1,
you look beautiful. You look hot.
Thank you.
I'm glad you got your husband to watch your kid. Good for you. Good on you.
Thank you.
That's where the power of baby daddy comes in.
Oh, that
a good partner for yourself. So the question is, you have to be good at what you do. You want to be able to have it your way, you better know what the fuck you're talking about. Period. You're an assistant at a PR company. You can't walk in and have like if I'm Kelly Cutrone, the intern, I mean, the things that I'm saying now, I was thinking when I was an assistant, but I knew not to throw them out in the middle of a meeting. You know, I was the assistant. And I talk about this in my first book. Your title should reflect what you do. You're an assistant, you have the right to assist. You're an account executive, you have the right to execute accounts. You're a director, you have the right to direct. You're a vice president, you have the right to override. Yes? But somehow, even if you are great, which I believe everybody is, when you are sitting there, you can't let your ego take you for some kind of wild mechanical bull ride, so you miss the moment. Because the moment is for you. It's not for your boss. Your boss doesn't need to be in the moment of you anymore. They already know that. Right? Like, and here's the other thing, when somebody hires you, guess what? They want you to stay. How's that? That's a crazy idea. Somebody gives you a job and all day you sit at your desk going, I'm gonna get fired. I know I'm not enough. It's horrible. Meanwhile, the people are working around you. And guess what? When people hire you, they want you to stay. Why? Because capitalism is a pyramid scheme. You come in, I give you my power, my connections, my brand that I've been working on since 1983 or 7, depending on how you look at it. I fill you up with a Rolodex and a bunch of knowledge, a little bit of humiliation and a lot of hard work, and you grow. My desire for you is to stay. I want you to stay and grow. Because if you do that, the next person that comes in, guess who gets to train them? You. And we all move up. But when you are in the middle and you start going, I don't know if she likes me, I don't know if she's mad at me, I don't know if she notices how great I am, why isn't she using me to something higher that better suited to my capabilities, you're missing the point. It's an army. Sometimes you get to be the general, sometimes you have to be the Marine, sometimes you have to be getting your ass shot out, and other times you get to be having dinner in the mess hall. It's just another war. Capisce? Does that make sense? So when you guys are at work, you should go there with all knowledge that your employer wants you to be there. Now, if you start acting like a weirdo, no, they probably don't. If you start going like, hi! It's like, what's up with Jack? He's kind of bizarre. I know, he was great in the interview. Well, he's a real weirdo now. Well, yeah, what do you want to do? Let's get rid of him. If you're in France, you have no chance. If you're in New York, bye. Right? Okay.